Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thought it might be kind of interesting to do somewhat of a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S3 on Sprint and the HTC Evo V, or Evo 3D you might want to call it, that's running on Virgin Mobile's network. But some that might be coming to this video that haven't seen any of my prior videos, you might think this is kind of an unfair comparison, and I'll agree with you, but even though the Evo 3D came out about a year ago, this is the best phone, in my opinion, on Virgin Mobile right now. So I just thought it would be interesting to compare the two phones just to see how much of a difference we might have between them. Like I said, the Galaxy S3 is running on Sprint, and they're both running on the 3G network. The Virgin Mobile HTC Evo V, or 3D, is also running on the Sprint network, the 3G network. So I thought it might be fun or interesting to just let's go ahead and do speed test on both phones since they're running on the same network. You can see they both have really great signals. Go ahead and begin test and see what we come up with. You can tell how much more brilliant the screen is on the Galaxy S3. Seems to be downloading at a much faster rate. And they both are measuring kilobytes per second. So it says on here, for one reason or the next. Could just be which tower I'm hooked up to on this phone as opposed to this one. But it does seem to download and upload faster on the Galaxy S3. I'll do another test just to try that. You can see this phone, the ping was much faster than the Evo V. But this isn't a real world test. It's just it's a test that's sponsored by speedtest.net. You never know how accurate those are, but you can kind of have your own opinion about that. But both phones are running on the same network, and it clearly shows that the Galaxy S3, for one reason or the other, is having a lot faster results on this particular test. I also thought it might be fun to go through some games and just see how fast they load up and just kind of see how smoothly they run. So I'm doing Temple Run here on both phones. We'll load them up and see kind of how they load up. Both running pretty smooth so far. They've both loaded just about as fast. Try playing both at once. Kind of hard to do. But yeah, they're both running pretty good. Yeah. I'm not seeing any problems stalling or anything like that. Obviously, this is one of the flagship phones, the Galaxy S3, so it's gonna probably perform better. But to be honest, I've been playing a lot of games on the Evo V, and with its dual-core processor, the 1.2 gigahertz, as well as I believe it has a gigabyte of RAM, it's ran really well on a lot of games. Albeit the display's not as brilliant and the phone's not as thin, but yeah, it definitely runs pretty well. Let me go ahead and back out of this, and I also thought we'll go ahead and do some drag racing. Try that game out. It's not, super intensive of a game, but let me turn the volume down on these. Alright. But nonetheless, it is still does still use the graphics and some other stuff on the phone, so I haven't played it on this, so I gotta buy a car. Just buy that one, that's fine. Buy. Yes. Race. Let's do race online. Next. Do the same race. Drivers battle race. Race. And just kind of see how they come up. Kind of hard to play both at the same time, but Just wanted to kind of show how the games run. They run real smooth, both of them. Does one run smoother than the other? That's kind of hard to tell. Honestly, I can't tell. Once again, the display on the Galaxy S3 is much, much better. But, yeah, you know, they both seem to run pretty well on all the games that I've tried. Honestly, performance-wise, I haven't really noticed much of a difference on the Galaxy S3. Now, obviously, it does have a faster processor, more RAM, and as well as it's just a much better phone. But you know, honestly, in real-world performance, going through games and things like that, I haven't noticed a difference. The HTC Evo V, or the Evo 3D, you might want to call it, it performs just as good on all games that I've tried. Now, there may be some that I haven't tried that might be different, but I'll let you be the judge of that. But you know, both phones work really well. Both phones are really fast. You know, in my opinion. But I just thought it might be interesting to run through a couple games. Plus, I had some requests to show some of the games on the HTC Evo V, so people could see how fast it would perform on the games. But you know, my initial impressions are they both phones perform really well. Galaxy S3 is definitely a little bit smoother in some things, and if you were to run you know, some benchmark tests, obviously the Galaxy S3 is going to blow this phone out of the water. But in real world type usage, you know, games and other apps, you're not going to notice much of a difference. But I will say that the display on the Galaxy S3 is really brilliant, and it looks a lot better to me. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys found that informative and interesting or helpful. If you have any questions about any of these phones, let me know, and I'll talk to you later.